Okay. So go to the command prompt, right? So okay. Next is cd apache cd bin. Sorry, cd apache cd bin. Next is a there. Then you can click select this jmeter.pat. So I just I'll create now this some bank application test. Okay, I get test first, right? I told you, and then what I'll do. So once I so right click on this. Next, what we have to do according to our yesterday I told you, right? So there are yesterday I told you, right? There are three things: thread group, request configuration, and listener, right? So first we have to configure thread group. Thread group means creating the virtual users. So go to this one, right click on this, add threads. So give a name for thread group. So give the thread group as something. You can give like bank application users. Okay, these are the virtual users, not the real users. Okay, each user will be one thread actually. In Java, in core Java, you might have seen what is a thread. Thread is a lightweight process. So here we can think like one thread can be considered as one real user actually. Okay, and then number of threads I can give as 20. Okay, and ramp up period I'll give 1 second and loop count 1. I told you yesterday what is this. So what is number of threads? So if I explain you again, once again I'll explain you. So if you take this, so this is your total number of threads. Okay, this is your total number of threads. Next is your ramp up period. So ramp up period means, so for example, 20 users will be there. Now your JMeter will allow that one user will invoke the application. After 1 second, another user. After 1 second, another user. Like that, for every 1 second, it will, these 20 users will start hitting the application. That means, say, for example, among these 20 users, one user hit the bank application, the URL. Next, after 1 second, another user. After another second, another user hit the bank application. Okay. See, it is as if you can think like 20 users are accessing the URL of the bank application that is developed at different places. JMeter is simulating that the real users in this way. Like say 20 users will be there. So one user will be hitting the application after 1 second, another user, again another second, another user, like that. And what is the loop count means? Loop count means each user will be hitting the URL at one time. Each user will be hitting the URL at one time. Okay. So that is what. So then, okay, this is fine. Then after that, right. So thread group is created, right? So then what I'll do is, now again, now in this thread group, right click on this, add. Okay, first the hierarchy, see, first test plan. Under test plan, thread group. Now under thread group, select add, select sampler. See, now while hitting the application, it is an HTTP request. Always the web application will be HTTP request. So click on HTTP request. Okay, like this. So I'll just put like this. So after adding the thread group, let me do this. So first, so this will be the thread group. Next is now right click on this. For each thread group, you click on, that means each user, it is like each user will be invoking the, you can think like thread is one user. So each user will be invoking the HTTP request. Now select the sampler. So you have to give like this sampler. Sampler. So each will be HTTP request. Next is now you click on this. Now you have to give the name. What is the name? Bank application API. We'll say like this, or we can give some customer, right? It's a customer related API, right? Customer details. That's what yesterday we developed. Customer API. Protocol will be HTTP. Okay. Now we have to give the server name. Server name currently is running in my local host. Local host. Next port number is 8080. Okay. And get is this is a get path. Okay, yesterday I started the project, right? Let me open that. Okay. So this is a bank application, right? So just start the application. So it will be running in local host, and this is the API, right? Slash customers. So you have to give this one. So this is the API path. So this is the path, right? Slash customers. And yeah, that's all. Now this is the API URL, and click on add. That's all. I don't. Okay, there is no parameters to send, right? If you want to send any parameters, you can add this. Any request parameters are in the URL you'll be sending, right? That one. Now the next component is the listener. The listener, what is a listener? So once the users will hit this application, they'll see the results. How much time the application is responding? What is the response time? So listener will capture that result. So now what you can do is, you can go to this thread group. Next, right click on this, and you can here select listener. See listener, and here you can select view results tree. Okay, on the thread group only. Okay. Okay. So now right click on this, add listener, view results tree. Okay. Then here you can actually give any name to this. Okay. Fine. Now this is a thread free. Now you can start the thread group. That means when I click on this green color button, now the 20 users start accessing the application. Which application? This application. So I have to start, right? So already my application started. Localhost 8080. My 20 applications will start accessing. So now I'll click on this red color button. Now start. So when I start, let me see what will happen. Yes. So you want to save the test plan first? Yes. So I can click on save. See, 20 users started accessing the application. Now you see 20 users within each user started 1 second gap, and you can see the response here. Okay, this is the request and this is the response. This is the response and this is the result. How much time it has taken? You see, latency 55 milliseconds. Okay, so this is the load time. Okay, you can see the results here. You see, this is a start time and connect time 1 millisecond, time taken to connect to the application. Next, latency is 55 milliseconds. Okay, then size in bytes, how much data the request has sent, the request data sent bytes, body in size, response code is 200, success. So if you can see, this is the response time. Okay. So when we say load time, I'll tell you this. So let me do this. So when I say load time, I don't know why the color is not changing. Okay, I'll put here red color. So when I say load time, when I say load time, it is total time taken by the request. That means total time. That means 62 milliseconds, the response has come. Total time taken by, that means I have hit the URL and you got a response. How much time it has taken from starting from hitting the URL and getting the request. Okay. So connect time is okay, time taken by the request to reach each server. Okay, to reach the server. Okay. And latency is Okay, this is what time taken by request to reach the server. Next, latency is time taken for the response, for only the response, or we can say time taken for the first response. We can say. I mean, first time the response coming, right? So that is what response. How it knows the app, how it knows the, here we have given, right? In the, if you see in JMeter, while creating the HTTP request, we have given the local host and the port 8080, right? That's what. See, there are three components as I was telling. One is thread group, where we create the number of users. The request configuration we configure. The request can be HTTP or FTP or JDBC. In the request configuration, we'll specify the in the request configuration, we'll specify this one. We'll specify the HTTP host name or host name, host and port. We'll specify all that. So here we have given, right, local host, HTTP port 8080. So what it will do? So these users, so JMeter, what it will do? It will start creating the 20 users, and each user will start ramp up second is 1. That means each user will, so one user will start after every 1 second. Say first user will hit the application. Next, after 1 second, another user will hit the application and all that. And here you can see the results of all that. Okay. And latency is, you can see the time taken for the response. So these three are most important: load time, connect time, latency. Load time is the total time taken from the request to response. Connect time is the time taken for the request to reach the server from the browser or from the JMeter, from your system to the server. So that is your connect time. That means, say your server, say currently your server now, the server which I'm testing is in my local system only. So request will pass from either from browser or from your machine, right? Your browser also will be in your machine. So connect time will be the time taken to reach the server. That is a request. So time taken for the request to reach the server, and latency is the time taken for the response that is coming from the server. Yeah, this is because actually sometimes you see 105, 105, 205, because sometimes the server response, that depends actually, because here we have put actually thread.sleep, right? Something. So internally it is calculating. JMeter will calculate. So it has calculations. Say it depends on the load, because my system RAM is 8 GB. So it depends on the load. 20 users are trying to access. So it depends on the load and all that. So what I have multiple gateways. Okay. So, I mean, what is a multiple gateway you are referring? What's a multiple gateway you are referring? Yeah, you have to create different HTTP requests, right? Say this is customer API, this is one GET request. Under this users, you have to create one more sampler HTTP request for post request. Okay, another sampler for put request. Like that, you have to create under these users different. This is one for get request. And the name of the API is customer API. Suppose you are using a post request, you have to create one more HTTP sampler. So like that. So it will be the hierarchy will be like this. So in JMeter, you have to create like this. So first test plan. Under test plan, you can create thread group. Thread group. That is, thread group is the number of users and all that. Okay. Everything. Then under thread group, you will create the sampler, which is HTTP request, HTTP or FTP. Okay. And here you will give the URL, API path. Okay. Get or post request, get or post, like that. Next under thread, under the same, you will have another sampler. You can have HTTP, URL, API path. Next is a put or post, something like that. Okay. So like that, you will have different APIs. Okay. So this will be get. Okay. This will be put or post. So different APIs. Now you will have the view results. To view the results of this one. Yeah, even FTP also. Here, if you see the sampler, here. See, if I right click on this, add sampler, you can see HTTP request, FTP request, JDBC request, JMS, okay, LDAP request, SMTP sampler. You can create any of these. You can test any of these protocols. See, JMeter itself is a bit vast, but from the tools perspective, from the daily project activities perspective, if you know these three, if you know how to create these three and invoke, that is enough. More than enough to test your performance of your web application. And generally the response time, generally say, for example, 1 second. Okay, within 1 second, we should be very faster. Okay, so generally the best performance application should be response time should be less than 1 second. So this is the best performance generally, or the maximum allowed 1 second. Okay, suppose if there are any batch operations running, in the backend process, so that should be less than 10 minutes actually. I mean, this is the ideal scenario. So if you know this JMeter, this is more than enough. Any doubts till now? Even I can do for google.com also. What I'll do is, let me create one more test plan. I can say Google test. I can hit the website Google. where we pass the, yes. Say, yeah, where we pass the post request that you are telling, right? Yeah. So file new, for example, let me do like this. You create the test plan. Under test plan, you will create the threads. You will create some 20 threads like that. Right click on this, you will create sampler, HTTP request. Here you can use post. Okay. And here you can view the local body. Here you can view the body data, the JSON request. Okay, in the post. So JSON request and all that. Okay. Okay. Any doubts, questions till now? Okay. Actually, if you know this, JMeter is quite easy. Okay, for those who want to test the minimum performance of the application. So if you know this, that is more than enough. Any doubts, questions? So everyone understood? Yeah, same. Only thing is that URL will change. So instead of localhost, you will have the URL. So the next tool we are going to study is Jenkins. Okay. Everyone understood JMeter? The fundamentals of JMeter, how you can now run the test. Okay. So the next one is Jenkins. Okay. How many of you know about Jenkins? How many of you know about Jenkins? See, before going to Jenkins, I'll just give a brief introduction about continuous integration. Basically, what is a continuous integration? Okay, now say there are different developers developing the code. Developer 1, developer 2, developer 3. Okay. They commit the code to say Git repository or some centralized repository like GitHub. Okay, they commit the code. Okay, these developers commit the code. Okay. And when they commit the code, they do all the merge operations and they commit it. And generally in the older days, how used to happen is, say developer 1 has done some changes, developer 2 has done some changes, developer 3 has done that. And finally, we have seen that merge operations also, how the merge operations will happen in GitHub when different changes happens. And finally, all the changes from all these developers will be committed to a particular branch under repository, right? That's what we have seen in the GitHub course when we studied. All the merge operations, everything will be done. Now, in the olden days, you know how it used to happen is, so the code that is committed, now this GitHub will have the code committed by different developers in the team. In the olden days, how it used to happen is, there used to be actually a period. Say, so these people have committed the code, say on, say for example, on particular day, say on 2nd September, say 2022. Okay, today's date. Okay, today's will put on 7th July. Sorry, 16th July. 16th July 2022. And say generally the deployments in the waterfall models, you know waterfall model, right? Like waterfall model starts with the requirement, design, coding, testing, and development. So generally during the testing phase, so testing might start on say 20th August. Till testing phase will start from August 22nd, but till then these developers will be working on the different part of the again on different part of the code. They committed this code, they forget about this, they start working on the other part of the code. Now, when this data has come for testing, now they take the code from this GitHub, or they take this code which has been committed on 16th and take the build of this code. And before testing, if they start taking the build and if they find some build issues, what is the main problem? So testing is going to get started on 20th, and they started taking the build on 19th August. They started taking build. Build means compiling the complete project and making that as a jar file or var file, and executing the unit test scripts, whatever we have seen, JUnit or Mockito, and deploying that to server. And now they started seeing build issues. They started seeing build issues. So what is the problem? 20th testing starts, on 19th build itself is not done properly. So there will be a delay, right? Schedule delay. Again, lot of escalations. Okay. So managers will raise on us, right? I mean, those who are in the development field. So managers will shout, everything will happen, right? They'll raise the voice. What is this? What is that? And lot of pressures to you. Everything, right? So that is the reason a concept has come. And this waterfall model, nowadays it has been changed to agile, complete agile. So very old projects are following still waterfall model. So now they are following agile. So agile means instead of waiting for all the changes to be done. Okay. So instead of waiting for all the changes to be done. So immediately after completing each feature, why can't we take the build and deploy? Instead of waiting for whole project or whole application to get completed, once ever we have done one module, say that application is divided into certain modules. Once that module is done, so let us take that and build it. So that is what we call continuous integration. So continuous integration means what is the main concept behind the continuous integration means? So in continuous integration, okay, the developers commit the code, okay, on regular basis to the code repository. Example like GitHub, or Bitbucket, okay, whatever you know. Okay. And whenever the code is committed, okay, an automatic process starts for building the code. Building the code to detect any errors at the early stage. Instead of waiting till the last period, instead of waiting till the last moment. So this process is called continuous integration. Okay. So in continuous integration, what will happen is, so after a code is committed, an automatic process starts for building the code to detect any errors at the early stage. Okay. Next, run the tests immediately. That is unit tests, functional tests, and if the test is passed and build is successful, the code is ready for deployment. The code is ready for deployment. What do you mean by deployment? Deployment means copying to server environment. So this is what we call continuous integration. Okay. And when I say automatic process, so automatic process means not manual process, automatic. So that means there should be some tools to do this automatic process where developers need not spend effort in investing manual effort for building this and all that. So this automatic process, so there are some tools for this automatic process. There are some tools so for this automatic process, and so the examples are, the main famous tool is Jenkins. Okay, you have some other tools like Bamboo, okay, Travis, okay, but the most popular is Jenkins. And if you go for in the cloud, you have in AWS. In AWS, you have code pipeline. In Google Cloud, you have code build. In Azure Cloud, you have Azure DevOps. Okay. So, and Jenkins is the very famous open source CA tool, continuous integration tool. Okay. So what I'll do is, so next Thursday, right? So next Thursday, I will start explaining Jenkins and practically and how we will use Jenkins. Okay, next Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, last Thursday I could not take because of heavy rains here. My network got disturbed. So every Thursday, don't miss the classes. Every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, these are our class times. So next week I'll start explaining on this continuous integration and Jenkins, how we can use the Jenkins practically and how we'll do the build of the project. I'll take one Java project and use Jenkins to commit the code in the GitHub and how Jenkins will perform. I'll explain that architecture. Yes, Manoj, I understand your concern. Yeah, take 1 week and finish the course. You know, actually, I'm packed with. You don't believe me? I start my work at 9 a.m. and you know, I complete my work at 1 a.m. and I sleep at 2 a.m. This is my schedule. Everyday schedule. This is my schedule. So I'm planning to come out from this lifestyle actually, because that will not be good for me also, for my health also. So I'm planning to come out from this lifestyle. So that is the reason actually it is happening. So that's why probably what I'm probably I think by completing this DevSecOps course, this is only tools course actually. So this is a tools course. That's why actually see even this we can run like a workshop. See, generally these tools actually, if you see, these will be executed like a workshop instead of a regular course. But probably once I start the next course, okay, next course is which are my core courses. I think those who might have attended my earlier Spring Boot and Spring course Java, those are my regular core courses. I think by the time by the time I start that course, I have to come out from this lifestyle. You want more? You want more money? That's what you are working for. That. Okay. Okay, Rahul. Actually, I think. Okay. Okay. I think I'll check that. Okay. This is not about money. See, to be honest, I want to tell you, this is not about money. So this is about the work that I do. You believe me or not, I'm not concerned about more money. I'm concerned about more quality of the work that I do, actually. So I don't want to tell this. Again, this will be like kind of exposing myself. See, currently I'm in India. And you know how much of experience I have? 20 years of experience. You know how many times I got opportunity to go to US, but I did not travel actually. I just went for short term and came back. If really I need money, I could have stayed in the US only, right? You know, actually, I got an offer from in Germany. There's a company called Adidas. Actually, you might have heard about Adidas. Actually, so uh, there I got actually an offer with a very good offer actually per month. There's a Germany, so I did not went actually. So because why means I have some family, children, and all that. It is not about the money. So don't think about that I'm working for money. No, this is about the quality of work. So the product actually we release in the market should have a good quality. So that is the reason we are spending this much time. It is not about the money or I'm working. If you imagine that this much hours I'm working means you might be thinking that I will be getting very huge amount. No, I'm getting actually only this 8 hours or 9 hours. I spend actually more than 16 hours, but I get paid only for 8 hours or 9 hours of money. Okay, it is not like that money. So money is not actually a concern. Okay, so that is what. So if really, I'm telling to everyone actually, there should be two goals in your for all of you, either money, either quality of the work. So I concern about quality of the work. I take the goal as quality of work. So there should be two goals. So keeping money goal is not a bad idea. So you should actually have two goals, either quality of the work or money. So if your quality of the work, you need not care about money. How much money you get, you will get. So you will survive and you live comfortable. But if you want only money, if you want to run behind the money, I think India is not the place actually. You have to go to US actually. You have to go to US. Or you have to work for product companies like Google or Amazon where they pay more than 1 crore and like that. CTC 1 crore or 1.5 crore. But if you see, neither I'm in Google or Amazon or neither I'm in US. So you can think like this is for quality of the work that I do. Okay. So fine then. All right then. I'll be anyhow in a while. I'll be coming this year only. I'm planning to come. I'm shifting my complete job to teaching. That's why I told you, right? So I'm planning to come out from this lifestyle. I'm planning to come out from this lifestyle. So I'm planning to come out from this lifestyle. This year only I'm coming to. So 20 years, how do you think that I'm a developer actually? No. 20 years actually, no. I'm not a developer. I do development and all that, but I'm not a developer. If we are in developer stage after 20 years also, that means there is a problem with us actually. Might be we are just working in IT field only for survival. You should have a goal. 10 years you should be an architect. Okay, 15 years you should be, if you're going in a technical field, or if you're going manager field, 10 years you should be manager, 15 years you should be senior manager, 20 years you should be a director or a delivery manager. So that should be a goal. Even after 20 years, if you are in a developer stage, that means there is a problem. Problem means might be we did not updated our skills, or might be we did not get proper promotions, or we are stuck up with that company only. If that is the case, you have to shift to other company where you get a good opportunity and all that, right? So all that, okay. So that's what everyone should have a goal. As I told you, either money or this one. So as I told, my goal is quality of the work, and I think after completing 20 years, I think I'm planning to complete shift teaching field, okay, training field, and that too with the current organization which I'm teaching now, right, Naresh IT. So I'm planning. So there is a plan for me to come to full-time training this year. At the time, I'm planning to take per day 4 batches, 4 to 5 batches I'm planning. So that is my plan. This year only I'm planning actually. So this year only I'm completing 20 years in my IT field. And then, so I'm planning actually to come to training. So per day I have a plan to take 4 to 5 batches. So whatever I learned in my industries, I'm planning to take that to training. Okay. So I did not travel to US or long term. Okay, I traveled only for short terms like US. I traveled to UK, France, that is Paris. Only short terms I traveled to Abu Dhabi. Only to short term travels I traveled. I did not, because actually, if really it is for money, means I could have. I got H1 visa in 2006. Okay, currently I have B1 visa, business visa. Okay, so I did not travel. So it's because really, if you go to sell, we will take our money, but family, we have to consider about family, children education, parents, everything we have to. So our surroundings are there, right? So we have to balance like that actually. Okay. So that's what for everyone I'm telling, we should have some goal actually. Two things should be there. Earning complete money, only behind the money. Okay, if you want to earning only behind the money, software is not only the goal. You have different things like shares is there, share market is there, trading is there. Okay, all these are there actually. Even now Bitcoin has come. Okay, that is only pure money actually, but there are so many risks there. So quality plus good work satisfaction, doing something, doing some new innovation, but not concerning about more money. That is another goal actually. See, we should have money, but for comfortable life. That much is enough. We should have a target like, okay, I will save 1 crore of rupees till my retirement. Okay. So till I reach 55 years, I should save 1 crore of rupees or 50 lakhs of rupees. I mean, nowadays 50 lakh rupees even youngster is getting. Just I'm telling. Okay, that's what.
సార్ మీరు చెప్పిన టైంలో నాకు ఆఫీస్ ఉంది సార్ 7:30 తర్వాత పెట్టగలరా సార్ ఈవినింగ్?
See, only last few tools are there, so that's what. And we have to see. Okay, I'll complete because morning only is evening completely not possible for me. As I told you, right? So this is my timings for a few days, but definitely this year I'm planning to come out. So those who are interested in my other batches, new batches, I'm planning to take per day 4 batches in Naresh IT. I'm planning to take, those who are interested can join. I'm planning to take Java, data structures, algorithms, microservices. Okay. Those who are interested can join. Okay. I have a plan to take. And those who are interested to join product-based companies, I'm planning to take some algorithms course also for interview preparations. Okay, those who are interested can join. I'll tell you. So management will let you know the dates and all that. All right then. All right then. Thank you all. See you on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you.